This podcast is brought to you by my good friends at Churchill Mortgage, the only mortgage company I recommend. For great rates and outstanding customer service, visit churchillmortgage.com or call 855-LOAN-200. That's 855-562-6200. From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. You jump in, we'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. Shane is in Greenville, South Carolina to start off this hour. Hey, Shane, how are you?
Good, Mr. Ramsey. How are you? Thank you for taking my phone call.
Sure.
Me and my wife are totally new to the Total Money Makeover. We've step number one already. We're into step number two. Our student loan is right there under our mortgage, her student loan. My question is, she took the deal with, if you pay more for a short period of time, they forgive the rest. When we get to the student loan debt, how would we approach that? Would you go ahead and try to pay it off and end up paying them more money than she owes, or how would you handle that?
There's not a deal where if you pay more up front, they let you out of the rest.
We went from paying $600 a month to $800 a month. There was something that Obama came out with for student loan forgiveness.
Yeah, over 10 years. You were paying your
right.
You're paying your normal minimum payments, and you had been on payments that were based on your income prior to that, and so
right.
that's what it is. What's the balance on her loans?
$44,000 for med school.
And what's your household income?
Last year was $119K.
And what will it be this coming year?
Either the same or a little less.
Is she out of med school?
I work in sales. Yes, I work in sales, so I'm commission-based, so I'm in that kind of that irregular income.
Yeah, but, I mean, she's not making much being a doctor, it doesn't sound like.
Well, we've been very, very irresponsible with our money. So
I'm talking about your income. How does a doctor make less than $100,000 a year?
She's a pediatric physical therapist. She went to med school to be a physical therapist.
And what does she make?
Last year she made $77,000.
Okay, all right, okay. For
PT. The time that's after she takes her taxes out.
I got you.
401k and all that good stuff.
Okay, so what we're going to teach you to do is this: we're going to teach both of you to crank your incomes up as far as you can crank them up. Any overtime or anything you can do. Stop doing any investments temporarily. Stop doing 401ks. And at that point, we're going to be looking at a gross income of upward of $125,000, $130,000 in your case. How quickly can we pay off $44,000 in debt doing that? Very fast, like a year.
Mm-hmm.
In a year.
Yes, sir.
Just completely.
We cleaned out our savings and threw everything towards our debt already.
Good.
Like you recommended in the Total Money Makeover.
And that got it down to 44.
Well, we started at our smallest, like you recommended, our smallest debts.
Oh, so you cleaned off those, and that's gotten you down to the total is down to 44 then. Okay.
Yeah, her 44 is our student loan.
Yeah.
Only thing we owe is our student loan and the mortgage. That's the only thing we owe.
Good. So my point is, when you completely focus on that student loan, you should be able to get rid of it in a year with your income if you stop your retirement temporarily while you're doing that, and just really, really lean into it. I think it's going to happen really fast for you. And let me tell you, we're coming over there in March. We're going to be there March 22nd. In Greenville, Spartanburg area, and Anthony O'Neill and I are going to be doing one of the Total Money Makeover events. No, I'm sorry, it's Chris Hogan and me. I'm looking at this right. Yeah, Chris Hogan and I are going to be doing one of not the Total Money Makeover, the Smart Money events there. And let me give you a couple tickets, and you two come out and be a part of that as our guest. We'll give you a couple tickets to the Smart Money event in Greenville, South Carolina, March the 22nd. So hold on, Kelly will pick up, and that'll show you what to do and get you guys going and so forth, and give you the exact, the exact clear definition of what to do first, what to do second, and so on. And you'll be ready to go. Derek is with us. Derek's in Colorado. Hi, Derek. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I had a situation, and I'm not sure what to do. I've always tried to do smart things with money. I got a yearly bonus. It's around $5,000. I'm on baby step 4, and I don't know what I should do with it. Should I put it on the house mortgage? Should I put it in a Roth IRA, or should I put it in my stepson's college fund?
Okay. Are you already putting 15% of your income away for retirement?
Yes, sir.
Good. Then we don't need to fool with the Roth IRA. You're in good shape. How's the kids' college funding going?
I've just barely got the emergency fund funded, so I haven't started it yet.
Okay. And now you've started putting 15% of your income away, right?
Right.
So we're at baby step 4. Baby step 5 is kids' college. 6 is pay on the house. And so if the college fund was going rampant, I'd probably throw it at the house. But it sounds like this $5K might jumpstart the college fund for us.
Yeah, because he's already 11. He's my stepson.
Yeah. Let's open him an account. Get in touch with one of our SmartVestor pros, and they'll help you open the right kind of 529 and some good growth stock mutual funds that you control. And you can throw $5,000 in that, and that'll get him going. And then, set it up beyond that to start putting monthly into it in addition to that.
Okay.
And then we kind of got college checked off. And then the next time you get in a big bonus, you can say, oh, we got retirement going. We got college going. That's 4 and 5. Oh, let's throw everything else at the house until we get the house knocked out and get that finished up as much as we can and as fast as we can. So, hey, good question. Thank you for joining us. Open phones at 888-825-5225. We're glad you're here. If you're ready to get out of debt, you're ready to take control of your money once and for all, well, all you need is a plan. And Financial Peace University has been the plan for almost 5 million people now. That's about how many people have gone through the class. That's pretty crazy. The step-by-step money class shows you not only how to get on a budget, not only how to get out of debt, not only how to make wise spending decisions, not only teaches you about insurance and those kinds of things, but here's the thing. It teaches you how to be generous in detail. And it teaches you how to become wealthy so that you can even be more generous. And see, the reason we do all that other stuff is for those 2 reasons. We want to be wealthy because it takes care of our family and our dreams. We want to retire with dignity and have the wonderful things that wealth gives you, including, but not limited to, the ability to be outrageously generous. And so, you change your family tree, baby. That's the thing. The average family going through the class pays off $5,300 in debt and saves $2,700 in the first 90 days. That's an $8,000 change in 90 days. I don't know where else you can do something that makes an $8,000 move in 90 days. Do you? Well, there's not any. That's why. Financial Peace University. Check it out at DaveRamsey.com. You can find one of the thousands of classes near you. You can be a coordinator and start one in your community or in your church. You can call customer care and they'll help you at 888-22-PEACE. 888-227-3223. I'm joined today by my daughter, Rachel Cruz, for the Churchill Mortgage question of the day.
Jessica's afraid to take the leap into home ownership. She has a great job and plenty of money in savings. She wants to know what she should do, rent or buy. Well, Jessica, the fact is buying a home sets you up for building wealth. You're always better off to buy a home if it's a reasonable expense in your budget. Call Churchill Mortgage today, 855-LOAN-200, or go to churchillmortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591, Equal Housing Lender, 761 Old Hickory Boulevard, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
question of the day is brought to you by my friends at Blinds.com. Blinds.com has a 100% satisfaction guaranteed, which means even if you screw up, if you mismeasure or you pick the wrong color, they will remake your blinds for free. Now through the end of February, you can get up to 25% off the entire site. Anything you buy at Blinds.com, if you use the magic word, the promo code Ramsey. Blinds.com, promo code Ramsey, up to 25% off. Denise is in Indiana. She says, 2 weeks before finding the Total Money Makeover, I opened a zero interest for 18 months credit card so I could transfer part of the balance and pay it off faster. It has zero debt on it, and the card is not yet activated. Should I transfer part of my 10% interest balance to this card, or should I call and say I changed my mind? I would close it because you're brand new in this. And you cannot move the money around enough to make it go away. They are not paying you interest. You're not paying interest at 0%, but if you don't pay it off within X number of months, they're going to charge you interest, and they may back charge you through the whole thing depending on how it's set up. And so I think you're playing. The reason I would tell you to close it is not because of the math on the thing is bad, but because it makes you feel like you did something and you didn't do anything. Let's say that it's $1,000 that you're moving at 10% on your current card, and you move it to a 0%. So what's that going to save you? 10% of $1,000 in a year. It's going to save you $100. But you're not going to be in debt a year because you're going to be working to get this paid off. And so if you pay it off in half a year, it's $50. So here's the point. $50 is nice. I mean, if you hand it to me, I'll take it. But $50 does not solve a problem of where you're thousands of dollars in debt. My point is that the interest rate is not your problem. The fact that you were not working a system, living sacrificially with almost no lifestyle, and pouring everything and working like a crazy person into your debt snowball, that's what gets you out of debt. Thousands of dollars paid on the debt is what gets rid of thousands of dollars worth of debt. That's how you do it. It's not $50. $50 doesn't change your life. And it could be less than that. I don't know the balance on your debt, but it could be more than that, but it's not going to be much different than that. And so the problem is it emotionally makes you feel like, oh, hey, I got 0%. I did something smart. I'm good. I got this. I'm good. No, you're not. You did nothing. Hardly buy a biscuit with this, you know? So you just got to really think this through. I mean, $50 over 6 months. We're talking about less than $10. What, $8 a month that you saved? I'm telling you, it's biscuit money. Really. I mean, I go through Chick-fil-A line. I spend more than that, you know? So it just doesn't change your life. What changes your life is changing your life. And so moving the money around, trying to hide the pea under a shell, it's always pops up under one shell or the other. You know, you can't borrow your way out of debt. So it's okay to do these kinds of things, but the big danger is you feel like you did something, which causes you to not address the issue and be sacrificial and passionate in your cuts. Tyler is with us in Salt Lake City, Utah. Hey, Tyler, how are you?
Great. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, man. What's up?
So I recently got a new job that I'm starting next month. My current job that I'll be leaving offers a pension, so I have 6 years saved up there. Mm-hmm. And so I'm wondering, do I cash that out?
Yes.
And, you know, they prorate it. Mm-hmm. Do I take those penalties, pay the taxes on it, and then just take the money and put it towards the debt? Or
no, what you can do is you can roll it to an IRA with a direct transfer rollover. There'll be no penalties, and there'll be no taxes on it as far as the IRS penalties. They give you, of course, like you said, a prorated amount, a discounted amount because you're taking it early. But I always suggest you take your 401k or your vested pension, which you are, when you leave a company and roll it to an IRA so you have more control, more selection, and you'll get more money. You'll make a better rate of return in some good mutual funds than that pension would pay you if you left it there. And, of course, when you die with a pension, the pension dies with you, right?
Yes.
And so when it's in an IRA and you die, it doesn't die with you. It's left to your estate. And so let's say that's $10,000. That's $10,000 you lost when you die if you don't roll it. So I want to roll it and take it with me, and I'll make more on it in good mutual funds alive. And, of course, my family will make more because I'll actually get some of the money or all the money when I die. So what you do, Tyler, but you don't want to cash it out and pay the penalties and interest because that'll take half the money going to the government. We don't want to do that. But a direct transfer rollover into a good IRA in some good growth stock mutual funds that have long track records, that's what we would recommend. And if you need some help doing that, click on SmartVestor on the Dave Ramsey website, and that's how you connect up with the network of investment professionals that we recommend. They're called SmartVestor Pros. And when you click on SmartVestor, you'll type in your name and your email address, your phone number, and that kind of stuff, and then it'll open up and show you a list of the SmartVestor Pros in your area, and they'll get in touch with you, or you can get in touch with them, or both. And then you can sit down with one of them with the heart of a teacher, and you don't have to have any money to do this. The money's already in the pension. You fill out the paperwork for the IRA. They send it to your pension, and your pension sends the money directly into the IRA mutual fund. And that's what I mean by a direct transfer rollover. If they send you the money, they're required to withhold 20%. And then you don't have the whole 100% to put in, and you end up paying taxes and penalties on that 20%. So you want to do a direct transfer rollover. That's by far the best route to go. Jeanette's with us in Fort Worth, Texas. Hi, Jeanette. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I have been diligently working through the debt snowball, and I thought I was down to just a 401k loan, and I had some hospital issues a couple of years. I had one bill that was back in 2010. I thought the charity from the hospital paid the bill off, but I received a letter from a third-party creditor stating that they now have this bill, and that if I didn't call and, if I didn't dispute it, the whole rigmarole. And I told him I had a letter, but when I read the letter, the charity didn't pay all of it. I didn't realize that because I didn't read it thoroughly, but now they just yesterday, I just got the letter February 14th, and just yesterday they put it on my credit report.
Yeah.
And it's a bill from 2010.
Yeah. Oh, well, so call them and settle it.
Okay.
You owe them the money, so there's no dispute about it. It's just a matter of what are they saying you owe? How much?
$1,200.
Yeah. So call them and offer them $500.
Okay.
And get it in writing and keep that stapled to that other letter, along with the proof that you sent the $500 once you get it settled. And keep that in the file for the rest of your life, because obviously these things have a high rate of resurrection.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's so aggravating. I'm so sorry. And I would fuss at them and see if you can't get them to take it back off your credit bureau report. Are you positive it showed up on your credit bureau? You pulled it and looked?
What happened, I was sitting at the bank doing some other things, and I get a pop-up alert when things change on my credit report, and I clicked on it, and it's on there.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I would just, they have the right to post it on there because you do owe the money and it is overdue, right? It is in collections. That's all facts. Yes. But I would fuss at them and just go, it was February 14th. You people are freaking scum, Okay. Really, come on, people. Because they are. You're dealing with the bottom of the barrel when you're dealing with these people collecting these third-party stuff. They're third-party debt collectors, and they're awful. If you hadn't talked to them yet, you're getting ready to find out how awful, and why I tell you never give them any money unless you have your deal in writing. And have them, fuss at them, see if they won't remove that back off there. They can remove it, but they don't have to. There's they've technically done nothing wrong in terms of the legality. Losing something that has a lot of money attached to it is the worst feeling, especially when you're intentional with every dollar you spend. That's why I'm a huge fan of Tile. Tile is a tiny Bluetooth tracker that attaches to your keys, wallet, purse, luggage, or anything you don't want to lose. All you have to do is use the free app on your phone to see your Tile's last location. I personally love my Tile. So get yours today and save up to 30% when you buy a Tile 4-pack. Order direct at jointile.com. That's jointile.com. In the lobby of Ramsey Solutions, Tom and Jen are with us. Hey, guys, how are you?
Good, how are
Dave.
you?
Welcome. Where are you guys from?
Rochester, New York.
All right. And you were here this week for Entree Master Series.
It was fantastic.
Very cool. What kind of business do you own there?
Archery retail store.
Oh, that's right. I remember you and I talking about that. Okay, cool. Very cool. Good. Well, welcome, y'all. Good to have you this week. And you're going to do your debt-free screen while you're here.
Yes.
I love it. How much have you paid off?
$50,000.
I love it. How long did that take?
9 months.
9 months. And what is your household income?
Total is 105.
Good for you guys. Very fun. And you own an archery retail organization. What's the name of your company?
Traditions Archery.
All right. Fun. And Jen, what do you do?
I work for a school. I am a transition coordinator, so I help kids figure out what happens next after high school.
Very cool. So what kind of debt was this $50,000?
Lots of student loans.
Cars, and we had a personal loan and a home improvement loan.
So you kind of had a little bit of everything.
Sure did.
Kind of normal. So what happened 9 months ago that flipped the switch on this, and you guys went crazy and paid off $50,000 in 9 months? That's rowdy.
It's actually a pretty long story, but to shorten it up, my mother-in-law gifted me the book Entree Leadership, so I started reading it, and then I hooked into All Access, and I was starting to watch the videos, and one of the videos is on financial peace.
Thanks, Mom.
So, as I was watching it, and it was saying, to be debt-free, so I started doing more and more research. Then she gave me all the financial peace discs, so I was listening to them.
Oh, wow.
Back and forth from work.
She's actually teaching the class in Rochester as well.
Oh, okay. So she hooked you with Entree Leadership and then reeled you in with financial peace.
Yes.
Yep.
I got it. Okay. Very cool. Very cool. Good for her. Well, that's fun. Very fun. So what was the switch that flipped? Because, you guys, looking at these numbers, you went all in.
We sure did.
What was the big deal with it? Something you went, boom. You had this moment, it looks like.
I think it was just me trying to figure out, okay, if I'm going to try to grow a business and not put a ton of risk into something, because we know what it looked like when we failed before, and I didn't want to do it again. So I just got really diligent and intentional and just put the gas forward, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Okay.
No school shopping this fall.
Okay. All right. Well, we're there, though. You can do whatever you want now. You don't have any payments, so whatever the budget allows, right?
Yep.
So, well, congratulations. So, when people hear you paid off $50,000 and they say, how did you do that? What do you tell them the keys are? What are the principles you use, the big deal things that cause you to have this success?
We were really intentional about what we were spending. We really reduced how often we went out to dinner, and we just spent less frivolous money.
And definitely use every dollar. Love that thing.
Okay, so you're loving the app.
Yep.
Yes.
Every dollar app for your iPhone or Android. Okay, good. Very cool. Well, that's fun. Congratulations. What was the hardest part for you guys?
Oh, boy, there's so many things. I think the hardest thing was me just not spending it on stupid stuff, because I love stuff.
Is he a gadget guy, Jen?
Absolutely.
He's a gadget guy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, one of those. I know. I know a guy like that. I see him in the mirror in the morning. So, all right, good for you guys. Well, congratulations. We've got a copy of Chris Hogan's book for you, Retire Inspired, #1 bestseller, and that'll be the next chapter in your story as you guys become millionaires. And call back on the Millionaire Theme Hour.
Awesome. Thank you.
On it.
So we want you to become wealthy and outrageously generous. I'm proud of y'all. You're heroes. You're heroes. You took control of your life. Very, very well done. And you run a small business. My favorite kind of folks, man. I just love it. Very well done. All right, Tom and Jen, Rochester, New York, $50,000 paid off in 9 months, making $105 a year. Count it down. Let's hear a debt-free scream.
3, 2, 1. We're debt-free!
Love it! Man, oh man, oh man. That's absolutely incredible. Well done, you guys. Very, very well done. Man, that's killing it. That's how it's done. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can, at Dave Ramsey. It's about 800,000 of you doing it. Victor's on Twitter. I know you say that getting a loan for a mortgage is okay. Does the same apply for a business retail store? No, I definitely would not do that. A lot more risk there. And a ton more risk, like 30, 50 times more risk when you open a small business than when you buy a home. And let me just say, I'm not thrilled for you to get a mortgage. I don't recommend mortgages. I tolerate them. I don't believe in that at all. But if you're going to do anything on debt, the only one I'm not going to yell at you about is a mortgage on a 15-year fixed rate on your personal residence only, and you pay that off even faster, and the payment is no more than a fourth of your take-home pay. That's how I tell you to do it. And I don't do that. To be consistent, I need to tell you what I do. I mean, I don't borrow money for anything ever. We've got a large building project. Tens of millions of dollars to build an office building that we're working on right now. We're spread in 4 different office buildings across about a 5-mile radius around here, and shuttle running back and forth, driving us crazy. And I bought the land, and I'm trying to get the money together to build the building. And we won't build it until I have the money, because I don't borrow money. And we really need that building. I mean, from a business perspective, we really need it, but I'm not doing it. I do everything in my life at the speed of cash. God wants me to have it. He's going to give me a way to pay cash for it, because the borrower is slave to the lender. So don't misunderstand. Sometimes people are like, well, if a mortgage is okay, why isn't this okay? Why isn't it okay to borrow on a church? And why isn't it okay to borrow on a business? And I mean, there's good debt, isn't there? No, there's no such thing as good debt. All debt is bad, because it all adds risk to your life. It slows you down, and it steals your most powerful wealth-building tool, which is your income. Nathan is with us. Nathan's in Houston, Texas. Hi, Nathan. How are you?
I'm fine, Dave. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I've got, fortunately enough, I've got a pretty good size bonus coming, and we went through FPU, did debt-free scream, and now we're, on the other side, and, even after having taught the FPU class, really not need to get a reminder about kind of how we should prioritize things. There's a lot going on, and
all right,
just we could use some guidance, to be blunt.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got about a $50,000 bonus coming, and we're consistent with the guidance you have on mortgage, and I've got college fund going, 6-year-old and a 3-year-old, and doing close to 20% in retirement savings and tithing, and really just, I'm not sure where to put it next.
Okay. The house paid off?
No, I wish it was. No.
Okay. All right. So, baby, you're out of debt. You have your emergency fund, and you're putting too much into retirement. You're only supposed to be putting 15% into retirement and throwing the rest of it at the house. And you're funding kids' college. So that's baby step 5, and then baby step 6 is the house. We throw everything at the house until the house is paid off. So I'd back your retirement back down to 15%, and I'd throw this bonus and any other money I can get my hands on above 15% going to retirement, above funding your kids' college at your home till your house gets paid off. What do you owe on your home?
We owe, let's see, $450.
Okay, and what's your household income?
About $210.
Oh, awesome! So you're going to be done with it in what, 3 or 4 years?
We get after it like we did before.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
maybe 5 years, but I mean, if you put $50,000 a year towards it, in 5 years you're going to be pretty close to done.
Yeah, yeah.
75.
It's kind of weird. I tell you, what makes me nervous about it. We for so long I think I was thinking about it as I was waiting. I've been listening to you for about 12 years, and for so long I was on the other side of the equation, paying things off, and it makes me nervous when I don't have, 20, 40, 50K in the bank sitting there.
Well, you need an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Beyond that, we work those baby steps, brother. It's that simple. Scripture of the day, Matthew 15:18. But what comes out of the mouth proceeds from the heart, and this defiles a person. Mark Twain said, a man's character may be learned from the adjectives which he habitually uses in conversation. Matt is in Amarillo, Texas. Hey, Matt, welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. Thank you for having me.
Certainly. How can I help?
Well, I've got a question about a house contract that my wife and I got into about 6 years. And it's what we had pretty much done is drew up a contract and filed it with the courthouse on us taking over the payments of this fella's house.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've been in this house for, almost 6 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're almost to the point where we're going to pay it off. I think there's $15,000 left on the house.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're starting to kind of get a little nervous as to, whether, because in the contract it states nothing got officially deeded to our name.
Right.
And the lender just takes money out of our account.
Mm-hmm.
But where we get nervous is where the guy that we're buying it from,
mm-hmm.
there's nothing really stopping him from when we sell the house, say we sell it for $75,000-$80,000, from him taking the profit. And I don't really know how to handle.
There's nothing mechanically to stop him except that there's a lien on the title when you file the contract at the courthouse. You're right. This is a stupid way to do a house deal, but I think it can be fixed without you losing all of your money. All right. So basically the contract states that when the house is paid off, when the loan is paid off, he's to transfer the deed to you.
Correct.
Okay. And you're only $15,000 away from that. What's this house worth?
It's worth about $80,000, but okay. I think it.
How's your credit?
My credit's good.
Okay. Why don't you run over the credit? Why don't you run over the credit union and get a $15,000 loan and pay him off and transfer the deed to your name?
Okay, well, and another question I had on that, because I had thought about that, but we're in baby step number 2 right now.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. You owe $15,000 now.
Right.
We're not going further into debt. We're just restructuring the debt and getting the house put into your name.
And take care of the liability.
Instead of owing him, you're going to owe the credit union, but so what? It's 15, it's 15. You owe his bank now and him. And you're going to instead owe the credit union or owe whoever you go borrow the 15 from, right?
Yes, sir.
And you just be done with this, and you get rid of all this risk, because the risk is, as you said, it's in his name, and if he misbehaves and doesn't want to transfer it, you have to sue him to force him to do it. But worse than that, if he misbehaves in some other way and has an IRS lien slapped on him, or somebody sues him and has a judgment lien slapped on him because of a car wreck or something, all of that clouds that title on that house, and he couldn't transfer it to you.
Nah, I see.
So that's where your risk is that if, or he dies, now you got to deal with his estate. And you just got all this. It's just messy, and you're right. You sensed a level of risk here that's extra risk, and you were right to sense that. And it's actually probably worse than you think it is.
Okay.
But I'm not panicking. I just want to go ahead and, hey, while we're at it, let's just knock this out. It's an easy deal. You can borrow $15,000, pop a first mortgage on this thing, or just take unsecured personal loan for $15,000 if you can get it. I don't care, and get hand his lender the $15,000, and tell him we're doing all of this and that we need to get get the deed prepared and for him to sign the deed.
Now, with that being so low of a number, do we keep it on baby step number, what is it, 4, where you pay off the
6
house?
is pay off the house, and 2 is pay off everything else. With it so low of a number, if you want to pay it off in the baby step 2, you can.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
But don't wait to get this house transferred until you do that. Let's go ahead and do that this week.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for the call, man. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Canada is next. Nancy's on the line. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Dave. Thank you so much for taking my call.
Sure.
I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
So I am very quickly headed towards marrying my partner, and he's wonderful, everything's great, but I found out about you maybe a few months ago, and he hates the sound of your name now because I am fanatic, aggressive, I'm all about it, and he thinks I've lost my mind. He makes a lot of money, so he feels like he can justify, spending $1,000 a month on a car payment, and I'm trying to convince him that is not wise, and he thinks I'm out to get him, and we're heading towards marriage. The number one cause of divorce is money fights and money problems. So I don't want to keep going, towards that if we cannot see eye to eye on it, and I don't know how to get him on board.
Well, I think that's what you need to tell him. Number one cause of divorce is money fights and money problems. I don't want to get married if we're heading towards a divorce. And right now we're on dramatically separate pages. And it hasn't got anything to do with Dave Ramsey. It's got to do with the fact that I'm really fired up about this idea of being debt-free. I'm really fired up about this idea of having a plan. And I'm fired up about this idea of us working together to build wealth and live our dreams. And if we can't do that together, then I'm afraid we're not going to be able to do the rest of the stuff together. And so, maybe we need to sit down with a good pre-marriage counselor, and he can help us through that, or she can help us through that. Or maybe we need to go through Financial Peace University with me, and that'll help. I don't know. But, you just need to have this talk with him, because what you're telling me is this is a deal breaker.
It's a huge deal breaker.
Yeah, and I don't think he realizes that.
And he thinks, I make a lot of money and I'm going to make more.
He doesn't realize this is a deal breaker.
Yeah.
That's the information that matters here. Whether he has a $1,000 car payment or whether he makes a lot of money or whether he's stubborn is not the information. The information is he's getting ready to not have Nancy. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's a lot bigger deal than all this other stuff. And so, and the reason is that you don't have an agreed to value system, and you don't want to enter into an equation that has a high probability for divorce. And that's wise on your part. And I'm not trying to create some kind of hard line thing where you have to be Dave Ramsey or don't get married. That's not the point. The point is you guys need to be in agreement. You're not in agreement. And right now, he's not listening to your opinion. Now, it may be you've approached it wrong with your aggressiveness and turned my name into a cuss word and all that. And you may owe him an apology for how you've approached it. But at the end of the day, gently, calmly, the two of you have got to come to a meeting of the minds on how money's going to be handled in our joint accounts when we are married. And if we can't come to that agreement, then there's not any point in moving forward. That's what you're telling me. And he hasn't heard that message loud and clear yet. When he does, I think you're going to start having a different discussion. You're either going to have this major blow up, or at that point when you start having this discussion, maybe he starts to actually care what your opinion is all of a sudden. So when he discovers that you are attached to your opinion. Yeah. The borrower is slave to the lender, and Jesus said that your treasure's where your heart is. When you can agree on your spending, you've agreed on your values. You've agreed on your fears. You've agreed on your dreams. You've agreed on your passions. You've agreed on how we're going to take care of relatives. You've agreed on where we're going on vacation, how much we're going to spend. When you agree on your spending, you're basically agreeing on your life. And when you can't agree on your spending, it says you're not agreeing on your life. That's why it's so vital. It's not that money's that important. It's not that we worship at the altar of the almighty dollar. That is not the point at all. The point is that where those dollars flow to gives you the definition of who you are. It's your definition. And again, you're not defined by your money, but where your money flows tells us what's important to you. No different than that. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.
Hey guys, it's Kelly Daniel, associate producer and phone screener for The Dave Ramsey Show, and you're in with Dave. That's right, if you want to get to Dave, you got to go through me first. Hey, this hour of the show is over, but you can find each 40-minute podcast on iTunes or Google Play. We're everywhere for free.
Hey guys, this is Dave Ramsey reminding you to catch The Dave Ramsey Show live on our YouTube channel weekdays from